Nature Notes. My name is Riley Gans, and I'm a practicum student here at Schmeeckley Reserve. Today, we are on site in the Conservation Hall of Fame talking about one of our overwintering birds. This bird is about the size of a chicken egg. Of course, I'm talking about the black-capped chickadee. So part of the reason I wanted to bring you here is to share a quote from famous Wisconsin conservationist Otto Leopold in this book, where he talks about the chickadee and what it takes for it to survive over winter. A chickadee is almost too small to have any enemies. What whimsical fellow called evolution, having enlarged the dinosaur until he tipped over his own toes, tried shrinking the chickadee until he was just too big to be snapped by a flycatcher as an insect and just too little to be pursued by hawks and owls as meat. Then he regarded his handiwork and laughed. It seems likely that weather is the only killer so devoid of both humor and dimension as to kill a chickadee. I suspect that in Chickadee Sunday School, two mortal sins are taught. Thou shalt not venture into a windy place in winter, and thou shalt not get wet before a blizzard. So we're going to talk today about some of the adaptations that make chickadees so successful. Because of their small size, they need a lot of food to be able to survive. During the daytime, they spend most of their time eating, and at night, they spend their time resting, and they rely on their fat reserves. They use up almost all their fat reserves at night. So if a chickadee if you were to need the same amount of food as a chickadee, a 180-pound person would have to eat enough food to add 18 pounds of fat by late afternoon every single day. During the nighttime, some chickadees will go into a torpor or hibernation-like state, where they'll drop their body temperature, metabolism, and heart rate to be able to make it through the night. Sometimes their temperatures can drop up to 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. They have some pretty amazing adaptations. They also possess downy plumage. The downy plumage captures air and keeps them warm, much like your winter coat does. But their bodily adaptations are not all that they can do. They also are known to cache food. So, to help find their food, in the fall, their hippocampus in their brain, which here is highlighted in blue, increases by 30%, so they can remember their food caches for months afterwards. In the spring, when this memory is less important, their hippocampus will shrink back down to a normal size. Black-capped chickadees have a variety of adaptations that make them very strong overwintering birds. Here at Schmeeckley Reserve, we have feeders in which we can enjoy watching the overwintering birds and provide them with food, which is a great thing that you can do in your own home. But if you can't do that in your own home, then come visit us at Schmeeckley Reserve and see the birds right outside the Conservation Hall of Fame. Thank you.